I'm Batman.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me! Who's got you?
Mr. McGee, don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
I'm a Johnson. But probably not the one you expect.
I'm Captain Kirk.
Welcome everyone to this Geek This Week's special presentation. This is my Pensacon 2018 review. I just attended Pensacon in Pensacola, Florida this past weekend, and I had an awesome time, and I want to tell you guys all about my experience at Pensacon. But first, I just want to go over things about the future of the Geek This Week YouTube channel. One, when I started the channel up, I was doing it for fun, but also two, just to make a little extra money. Well, YouTube's changed its policies on how monetization is being done, and the channel no longer meets those requirements, which in my opinion those requirements are just ridiculous. But nevertheless, it's just impossible to try to make money part-time, and that's all I can do, is do it part-time. So with that being said, I'm no longer going to be doing top 10 videos. Those have been hits or miss, and some it's just been a hit and miss, and it's not worth the time and energy. Two, won't be doing show reviews because I watch too many shows and I just don't have enough time to review all of them, and it takes up too much time. So going forward, what will be going on in the channel mostly will be panels from Pensacon. I'm hoping in the future to be able to attend 2 Comic Cons a year, and that would give more videos, more panels to post on the channel. But for right now, it's just going to be Pensacon. In August, I will start doing previews for Pensacon 2019. I'll do one in August. I'll do a second one in, say, toward the end of October, November. And then starting in December, I'll do them more frequently because as we get closer to Pensacon, which will take place in February next year. One last thing, we'll get started on what took place at 2018 Pensacon, and that is comments are welcome, and everything, and I don't mind negative comments as long as they are constructive criticism. I've had some real nasty negative comments, and one of them really bothered me, and it really got to me. And I had fortunately some good friends and my wife who supported me and such. So all I ask is, if you want to leave a comment, that's fine. I'm not saying you have to be, positive and joyous, but if you're going to say something negative, please just leave it. Just let it be constructive. That's all I ask, okay? And a couple other things. I know one of the biggest complaints was the opening of the show. And what I've done is I've shrunk it down. There's still going to be opening to this channel. I'm sorry, it's my channel. It's what I want to do. But I've shrunk it down to 30 seconds. I think 30 seconds for an opening is reasonable. Two, the complaint was about doing a little opening before the panel. I do that because some people might not be familiar with some of the guests, because some of the guests are from 70s or shows or whatever. Two, sometimes stuff happens and there's some technical issues you can't help. And I like to let people know, hey, is there a little gap missing in the panel? Is there a little jump? Did they go out of frame? Things like that. And I think you as viewers would like to know that heads up, then be watching the video like, what the hell's going on? So I try to be curious and let you guys know ahead of time. And if that's still going to take place, I'll try to keep it to a minimum, but that little opening monologue is still going to be there. Okay? All right, we're done with all that. So let's get started and talk about the experience. Oh, wow. It was so much fun. We got there, me and my friend, we got there Friday. I think we got there about 11 o'clock. We got our VIP passes. we got inside and went down onto the vendor's floor. In case if a lot of you may not have ever attended Pensacon. Pensacon is a multi-campus comic book convention. For the past 2 years, Pensacon has took place at 5 different locations. Basically, Pensacon in Pensacola is downtown. They take over the Pensacola Bay Center, and that is basically an arena type center. The vendors are basically on the floor where games are played, and then on the 3rd floor is where they put artists, and mostly artists, comic book artists, and novelists. The 2nd floor, which is rooms on each side of the building, that's usually where they put celebrities at. And in order to get to the east side of that 2nd floor where celebrities are, you have to go through a tunnel, and that tunnel's roof is slanted. So if you're a tall person like I am, 6'3", it is a pain in the ass because you have to crunch your neck and everything. That sucks. And they always put the good celebrities on the east end of that floor, and the only way to get up on the 2nd floor is from the west side. So that's my one complaint. They take over 3 theaters downtown, and that's where they hold the majority of the panels at. So if you're ever wondering why it looks like a theater, that's why. So all in all, I got 14 autographs this year. I think that's the most autographs that I have gotten at a convention. Like I said, this is my 4th year attending Pensacon. I've attended 2 other conventions, one being Fanboy Expo in 2016 and the disastrous Panama City Beach Comic Con, which was a total disaster on multiple levels. It's not even worth going into details. It was just sad and such. So, talking about celebrities, first thing I did is I tried to go upstairs, get a list of prices for celebrity autographs, and I have to say I'm very proud of myself this year. I did a pretty damn good job in my research, and I was dead on pretty much. I was $20 under budget on one person for a table photo op, and was $10 over budget. Well, I was. Let me rephrase it. I was $20 over budget for a photo table op, but I was $10 under budget for 2 autographs. I had estimated 40 for them. They were actually 30. And the table op that I had, photo op that I had budgeted was 20, and it was actually 40, but it all balanced itself out. So I thought, all in all, I did pretty good. So I just want to talk about the people that I got autographs from and got my pictures with. So, got to start with the Incredible Hulk himself, Lou Ferrigno. He was the first one I got autograph of, and actually I was the first. I wouldn't say I was the first person at his table, but I was one of the first up there. And gosh, just what a wonderful, humble man. Chatted with him. I told him the story of my scar. I have a scar on my chin that I got as a child, and I got it because I had watched that first episode of the Hulk and went to bed that night and had nightmares that the Hulk was coming to get me. And I rolled out of my bed, and I had I was sleeping in a bunk bed, top of it, and I rolled out and busted my chin. And I told that story to Lou Ferrigno, and he said he really appreciated it. All in all, just a wonderful, wonderful guy. So I worked on next. Pensacon had 4 iconic Star Trek actors at Pensacon. Robert Picardo, as you see here. For you, some of you who don't know, he played the emergency hologram doctor on Star Trek Voyager. Next was Robert Duncan McNeil, who played Lieutenant Tom Paris on Star Trek Voyager. Next is John DeLance, Q, on Star Trek Next Generation. It was fun chatting with him. And of course, Brett Spiner, aka Lieutenant Commander Data. And I had to ask him the question about Spot, because I had read that he didn't like Data having a cat. And I had to ask him, was it because he didn't like cats? And he basically said, it was the fact that it was difficult to work with the cats as far as acting. It's not that he had a personal dislike of cats. So to me, that was nice to hear, because I'm a cat lover. So I went back to the other side of the second floor and went and got, I take it back. I waited to get the autographs of two, probably the big hits at the con. John Barrowman. Some of you may know him as Malcolm Merlin from Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. But most of you probably know him as Captain Jack Harkins from Doctor Who and Torchwood. I stood in line for a little bit to get his autograph, but it was well worth it. Next, I got in line and got the autograph of Arthur Darvill, as you see in this picture, because I did the dual photo op with him and John Barrowman. Arthur Darvill currently plays Rip Hunter on Legends of Tomorrow, but he also played Rory Williams, the companion of the 11th Doctor in Doctor Who. But his third hit was playing Reverend Paul Coates in Broadchurch. That was a series that ran for 4 years. And it also starred another two Doctor Who alumni, David Tennant, famous for playing the 10th Doctor in Doctor Who, and Jodie Whittaker, who will be playing the 13th Doctor. Her first full series starts in October, I believe. So after I got their two autographs, I went to the other side of the building and got the autograph of the 6 people that I was really wanting to get autographs from. And that is, as you can see here, the entire main cast and director and writer of the 1985 horror classic Fright Night. Starting from the left there, Jonathan Stark, who played Billy Cole, Amanda Barrowman, who played Amy Pearson. Some of you may know her more popular as Marcy from Married with Children. Next was Chris Sarandon, who played Jerry Danvers, the vampire. Chris Sarandon, you also may know him from Child's Play and The Princess Bride. Next to my left is Tom Holland. He was the writer and director of Fright Night. Then is Stephen Godfrey. He played Evil Ed. And then William Ragsdale, who played Charlie Brewster. Now, going back to Stephen Godfrey, he also did another movie with Tim Robbins, for Fraternity Vacation, and he also did another movie that he is known for, 976 Evil. So, just to let you know on those. I had a great time. This was one of my favorite movies, so I was glad to get all their autographs. Was very, very happy to get that. So Saturday was attending panels. I attended 2 panels on Friday. The John D. Lance panel, which I was a little late getting to because of my Fright Night photo op. That was the picture you just saw. My friend who was with me, he started the recording of the panel for me. He wasn't used to my camera, so it took him just a couple of minutes. It took him a minute or two to finally figure out how to turn the camera on to record. So missed a couple of minutes of that panel, but I will be posting that. Then the Lou Ferrigno panel, and that was the Friday portion. Saturday was mostly panels. I think I attended 6 panels that day, and I also stayed and watched the Fright Night screening. I also went back to the Bay Center for my photo op with Arthur Darvill and John Barrowman, which you saw. Speaking about John Barrowman, the John Barrowman panel was probably the biggest hit at Pensacon, but unfortunately, I don't think I will be posting that panel. It was it was an outrageous battle, and it was fun, but I don't think it will get past YouTube's scrutiny, and I don't want to take a chance of getting a strike on this channel. So what you can do is, if you're interested in the panel, private message me, and I can make arrangements to get you a copy. Okay. Sunday was mostly spent doing panels, but I did go back to the Bay Center, and I got the autograph of Adrienne Barbear. I hope I pronounced her last name correctly. She was known for playing, she did several horror sci-fi movies in the 80s. Fog with Hal Holbrook, also Creep Show, Swamp Thing, and Escape from New York. And she's also famous for doing the voice of Catwoman on Batman the Animated Series and subsequent Batman animated series after that. So had a wonderful time meeting her, and spent the rest of the day going to panels. And we didn't leave, I think until 6:30 that night to head back home. All in all, just had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time. I heard a lot of people complain about one thing. As VIPs, we get the park in front of the Bay Center at no charge. But there's a lot of people complaining about issues with parking. Personally, myself, I had no issues parking in front of the Bay Center whatsoever. So I don't know what happened to that. The biggest complaint I had was Saturday morning. The VIPs are supposed to get in 30 minutes before the weekend pass and daily pass holders on the vendor's floor. Well, for whatever reason, we didn't get in until 10 minutes till 10. They were letting we were supposed to get in at 9:30. Everyone else at 10. I don't know what the holdup was, but that was my biggest complaint. But as I said, I had a great time. I'm definitely going to be attending Pensacon 2019, and as I said, starting in August, I'll do a preview video, because by then they'll have enough guests announced for me to do a preview. I'll do another one at the end of October, early November, because between that time there might be some guests that's canceled. Of course, there'll be additional guests. December, I'll start doing more and more videos hyping Pensacon and such. So that's it for my review. Like I said, I had a wonderful time, and I didn't take a lot of pictures like I usually do for cosplayers, but I did take a decent amount. So what I'm going to do is, this video is going to finish up by me showing these cosplay pictures that were taken. And of course, I always ask the person first before taking their picture. It's just courtesy in my opinion. So I hope you enjoy those. All you're going to hear is just audio, music, and see the pictures. I'm not going to be talking, and those pictures will end the show. Will end this video. I mean, so thank you very much. Appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm still going to continue this. I'm doing this for fun now, guys. I'm not making any money off this. So I'm posting these panels so that other people can enjoy them. That's what I'm doing it for now. Okay. So thank you guys very much. I appreciate the subscribers. We're up to 88 subscribers. I think 12 more, and I don't think YouTube's changed its policy, but 12 more, and I can set up a custom URL for this channel, which I love to do. So tell your friends about it and such. So thank you so much for subscribing, those subscribers. I appreciate it. And like I said, in the next couple of weeks, I'll post the first panel, and they're going to be random. So hopefully check back and enjoy them. And like I said, if you're interested in the John Barrowman panel, please private message me, and we'll make arrangements. Thanks and enjoy. Hope you enjoyed the video.